Straight to the big breaking news that is coming in. Part of a terminal at the Frankfurt Airport in Germany is being evacuated. Federal police said on Twitter that they had stopped boarding at parts of the airport's Terminal 1 and were evacuating parts of the security area. The German media cited a police spokesman saying an unauthorized person had got past the security area and then disappeared. In a tweet, the federal police said, in Area A of Terminal 1 at the Frankfurt Airport, there are police intervention measures.
Thousands of people leaving the Frankfurt Airport after a security threat. The whole Area A of Terminal 1 is being evacuated right now. Thousands of people leaving now. Total evacuation at the Frankfurt Airport, Terminal 1A. So many people trying to get out, we got stuck.
And now we have Ida Spitzer, WION correspondent, joining us live from Berlin with the latest on that front. Ida Spitzer, talk to us. What is the latest you're picking up from the authorities regarding this situation?
Well, we're certainly seeing on social media and elsewhere images coming out of the Frankfurt Airport. This is the fourth biggest airport in Europe, the fourth busiest airport. So this is an extremely important transportation hub. And from those images and from what we've heard from authorities, it is just pure chaos there right now. We understand that there was somebody who managed to bypass the security checkpoint. We don't know the reason for that. According to the German newspaper Bild, this was a man and a child who apparently circumvented the security measures. So that triggered this evacuation of thousands of passengers from these two security checkpoint areas of this very busy airport. So we can certainly expect some serious travel delays through the rest of the day. We don't know the full extent of that yet, but we've seen things like this in the past. In fact, just a couple weeks ago in the Munich airport, another very busy airport, there was a similar situation. And at that time, about 200 flights ended up canceled. Another 60 flights were delayed. So it's going to be a very rough day for anyone traveling through Frankfurt Airport today because of this situation.
Ira, at this stage, I want to help the audience as well understand how soon before the situation clears up in Part A of Terminal 1 in Frankfurt Airport, and how soon can people start boarding their respective flights?
Right, we haven't had any clear answer yet as to when these services will resume. I can tell you that in that situation in Munich a couple weeks ago, the evacuation lasted about 2 hours. So it has been at this time even a bit longer than that actually so far. So the hope here and the expectation is that that things will soon be back to normal in Frankfurt. But we really have to wait, of course, for the all clear from the relevant authorities. So right now, a lot of passengers stranded and a lot of passengers very concerned about trying to make their destinations.
And on to Pakistan, where weeks after Imran Khan publicly declared his intent for peace and to intensify trade ties with India, here's proof that nothing much is going to change as far as India-Pakistan relations are concerned. Intelligence sources in India have identified a Pakistani lieutenant colonel as the brain behind the pro-Khalistani rallies seen in Europe and Canada. The Pakistani officer has been identified as Lieutenant Colonel Shahid Mahmood Malhi. He is said to be responsible for pro-Khalistan referendum 2020 in Canada and some European nations. Indian intelligence officers have for long been saying that there is a connection between ISI and the pro-Khalistani groups. Now, they have a name and a face to it. Though the pro-Khalistani groups claim there's no sinister international conspiracy and that they are only asking for their rights under international conventions, the reality is clearly different. This report comes ahead of a pro-Khalistan rally scheduled to take place in London on the 12th of August. It once again shows how the deep state in Pakistan continues to work towards spoiling peace in India. A new government in place in Islamabad may not thus mean much as far as improving India-Pakistan ties is concerned. And now we have WION correspondent Mandy Clark joining us live from London for the latest here on WION Dispatch. Mandy, talk to us. First of all, the UK has said that these pro-Pakistan rallies, the referendum 2020, they have the right to do so. They have the right to demonstrate their views. And now comes this revelation that it is indeed a Pakistani army officer who's behind these protests.
Yes, so Britain has said it will go ahead with these this rally, this referendum 2020. They did make it clear that if anybody who is at this demonstration breaks the law, then the rally will be broken up. They do not incite hatred or calls to violence. But it will go ahead. There is a very split perception of Khalistan in Britain. Most Sikhs that I have spoken to say they don't necessarily support an independent nation, homeland. Really, they want justice and those people behind the 1984 massacre. So really, it stems back to the average Sikh person. It's all about justice. They don't know of any wider links, and that's not really a part of their worldview. But there certainly is strong elements really funding and developing these rallies. They want to put it across Europe. It's being organized by Sikhs for Justice, and they have been
Mandy,
quite active on social media. Yes.
At this stage, I would like to ask you, now that this revelation has come to the fore, do you see Britain changing its position when it comes to pro-Khalistan rallies?
It might. At the minute, in all likelihood, this will likely go ahead. It's being fronted by a very large international organization, and it's really kind of proving those links with the Sikhs for Justice, who are very well funded within the United States and within Europe, and with ISI. And unless and until those links are brought forward, I think it's unlikely that Britain will clamp down on it. But if they do have strong evidence, yes, Britain certainly doesn't want any groups trying to destabilize one of their closest friends, India or anyone else.
Right. Mandy Clark, our London correspondent, joining us live. Thank you, Mandy. 4 Indian Army personnel, including an officer, have been martyred in a fierce gun battle with infiltrating terrorists in Gurez sector of Bandipora district in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. The encounter ensued after security forces challenged a group of 8 terrorists along the line of control, attempting to infiltrate into Indian territory early this morning. The security forces have also neutralized 2 terrorists. 2 other terrorists are still believed to be holed up in the area. According to reports, at least 4 terrorists managed to escape and are believed to have fled back to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The operation was underway till the last reports came in. And we have WION correspondent Ishan Wani joining us live from Srinagar with the latest. Ishan, talk to us. 2 terrorists neutralized, 2 believed to be still holed up. What is the latest you've picked up from our security forces?
Well, it has been 12 hours since the gun battle is going on. There are 2 militants who are being chased by the Indian Army. Indian Army's paratroop commandos are also deployed for the operation. They are specialized in these operations. It has been raining since the morning, so it might get difficult for the security forces to conduct this operation. In the early morning, the gunfight broke out, and with the shelling of Pakistan Army trying to cover these militants who were coming across from the line of control. Gurez has been largely peaceful all these years, but this time around, it has been Gurez sector where an infiltration bid has has been attempted by the militants from across the border. What the sources are telling us right now is that the gun battle is still going on, and the search for 2 more who were part of the 8 group of militants who had tried to come across and then try to infiltrate into the Indian territory. The gun battle is still going on. It has been more than 12 hours now.
12 hours and the gun battle still rages on, and so far we do know that 4 Indian Army personnel have been martyred in this gun battle. Has that tally been updated since?
No, it is just to the fore. An army major has also been killed in this operation. It was early in the morning when this incident happened, when the army tried to corner these militants who had come from across, chasing them, and 4 of them managed to go back. It has remained till 4, and since then there have been all the precautionary measures taken by the army to conduct this operation. They are trying to go easy on this operation and try to see where these militants are hiding, because this is close to the line of control. So all the precautionary measures are being taken into consideration, and that's how the headquarters is taking place right now.
Now, the attack in Gurez is the deadliest along the line of control after India's surgical strike against Pakistan. The tension along the border is going to be one of the biggest bones of contention between India and Pakistan, and that will prove to be a big challenge for the next Pakistan Prime Minister, Imran Khan. In his victory speech, Pakistan's Prime Minister designate spoke about the need for peace between India and Pakistan. This is what he said.
मैं ये चाहूँगा कि अगर हिंदुस्तान की लीडरशिप तैयार है, हम बिल्कुल तैयार हैं कि हम अपने ताल्लुकात बेहतर करें. आप एक कदम हमारी तरफ आएंगे, हम 2 कदम आपकी तरफ जाएंगे, लेकिन आगे भी तो बढ़ें. अभी तक तो एक वन साइडेड किस्म की रिलेशनशिप है कि ब्लेम किया जा रहा है पाकिस्तान को. हर जिस किस्म की दुनिया में कहीं दहशतगर्दी हो तो पाकिस्तान को ब्लेम किया जाता है. तो मैं ये चाहूँगा, मैं कन्विक्शन से कह रहा हूँ कि ये दोनों, ये सब कॉन्टिनेंट के लिए सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ है कि हमारे मुल्कों के अंदर दोस्ती हो, और हम अपने जो मेन इशू है उसको डायलॉग से हल करें.
But the job is easier said than done for Imran Khan. During the last regime, the civilian government would sing one tune and the military another. Islamabad would push for talks with New Delhi, while Rawalpindi would help push terrorists into India. With Imran at the helm, the situation is expected to be a little different. Remember, Imran Khan's appointment is in fact the work of Pakistan's army, or so some would say. Imran Khan has himself denied time and again that he is being propped up by the army, but the perception is that he is Rawalpindi's puppet. The army has always dictated terms either directly or indirectly, even when it is not in direct control of Pakistan. The army pulls strings behind the scenes, especially on foreign policy and domestic security. So, can the newly elected Prime Minister actually make the army bend? It seems unlikely. It would be very rare for Imran Khan to take serious steps towards improving ties with India, because India will not hold talks until attacks on the border don't stop, and the Pakistani army does not seem willing to stop aiding terrorists. Pakistan's Prime Minister in waiting Imran Khan was in Peshawar. Today he was at the National Accountability Office in the city after he was served a summon. Imran Khan recorded his statement on allegations that he used helicopters belonging to provincial governments for private visits, causing loss of millions of rupees to the provincial exchequer. Imran was present at the anti-graft body's office for over 70 minutes. Meanwhile, Imran Khan has also taken key decisions with regard to his cabinet. It is expected to be a very small cabinet. In the first phase, it will have 18 to 20 members with representation from all provinces. The National Assembly session is likely to be called on the 15th of August, and that's what sources are telling us at this point in time. And now we have our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik joining us live from Islamabad for the latest. Anas, talk to us specifically About Imran Khan's appearance at the National Accountability Bureau, this is an appearance that's come at not the best of times. He is set to be sworn in as the Prime Minister of the country.
Absolutely, Krishna. This is a significant appearance. It's an unprecedented appearance, as we would say, because previously we've seen Nawaz Sharif had also been summoned by the National Accountability Bureau while he was the Prime Minister. But since Imran Khan had been on the rhetoric that he would be presenting himself before the accountability, that is why he, in a bid to prove his own words, he went himself to the National Accountability Bureau upon his summons. Now, if I can just walk you through the case. In February, the National Accountability Bureau had taken notice of the reports that said that Imran Khan had been allegedly using the 2 helicopters of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government for his political motives. After that, we saw that a notice was taken, and that on July 11th, a notice was issued by the National Accountability Bureau to Imran Khan to be summoned on July the 18th. Now, after that, Imran Khan on July 18th had excused himself to be present before the National Accountability Bureau, and that he said that due to election activities he will not be able to be there at the National Accountability Bureau in Peshawar. Now, NAB Peshawar says that they have documented evidence that Imran Khan has utilized the KPK government's helicopters, 2 helicopters on multiple occasions, and that he has also paid for them for roughly 2 million Pakistani rupees as well, but that would round up to 228,000 rupees Pakistani rupees per hour on that 74 hours usage of the helicopter. So it is currently being investigated now. Imran Khan was summoned today at the National Accountability Bureau. He went in, he was given a 15 questions questionnaire by the National Accountability Bureau, and he's been given 15 days as well to answer them in brief, in detail as well. Yes, Krishna.
Right, so that's as far as the National Accountability Bureau appearance of Imran Khan is concerned. This even as he's making some crucial decisions about his cabinet. Anas, talk to us, what is the latest you're picking up? We do understand it's going to be a very small cabinet of just 18 to 20 people.
Absolutely. We've reported it previously as well, Krishna, that Imran Khan has taken this decision in principle that his cabinet will be small. It will be 15 to 20 ministers in all. That would include his advisors as well and his coalition partners. The PTI has decided, or rather Imran Khan has decided, to retain the key ministries. That would be the Interior, the Defence Ministry and the Foreign Ministry with themselves. That means they will not be giving it to their allies. So on the Interior Ministry, the probable candidates are Sheikh Rashid and Parvez Khattak, who was the former Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. On defence, there are high chances of Shiri Mazari coming onto that portfolio of the Defence Ministry. Whereas on the Foreign Ministry, there are 3 contenders. There's Shafqat Mahmood, who's been a former civil servant. Then there is Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar, who had been a former British parliamentarian. And then there is Shah Mahmood Qureshi, who was previously the Foreign Minister of Pakistan during the People's Party tenure as well. In addition to that, there is also one confirmed entrant who will be bagging that ministerial seat. That is Asad Umar. He's been the former CEO of a corporate giant here in Pakistan, and he's been known as the economic brains behind PTI's policies, and he is definitely going to be the finance minister in the PTI tenure. Yes, Krishna.
Anas Malik, our Pakistan Bureau Chief, joining us with the latest update straight from Islamabad. And that promises to be a treat for those who love books and cats. Why is that? That's because this story features a tiny bookstore in Hong Kong, which is also a home for stray cats. Take a look.
It's a tiny basement bookstore on a quiet street in Hong Kong. You'll find thousands of rare books and a special treat: friendly furry cats.
Coco? Coco?
Around 40 stray cats walk freely across tracks of titles or among browsing customers. Bookstore owner and cat lover Caroline Chan has been taking care of stray cats since 1978, when she started out as a junior clerk at the shop. In those days, cat sterilization was not routine in the city, so many kittens were left on the streets. She still takes in homeless kittens till they can find a caring home.
The most important thing is to help them find their home, because it is only a transfer station here. Some friends joked about it and said here is a high-class refugee camp. But I think the true happiness is to find them a real home.
The kitties are well fed and given beds, toys and all the affection they could need from the regular flow of customers browsing books. Customers also come to look for titles that can be difficult to find in Hong Kong's dwindling number of independent bookstores. The shop still sells political books banned on the mainland, with President Xi Jinping and Nobel laureate Liu Xiaobo adorning the covers. Bureau Report, WION.